Hello guys. Last time you saw me, I was very pregnant, and now this guy turns 1 month tomorrow, which is just so crazy. Time has been flying. It's been a good month, but a hard month as newbornhood is. But I figured before we post our birth vlog and all the newborn content, I know mommy started talking. You're okay. But I figured before we post our birth vlog and all of the newborn content, we would just introduce you to little man here and get caught up a little bit. If you follow us over on Instagram, you already know his name and you've seen some pictures and videos. But if not, this is Jet Douglas Sloup. Oh, my little cutie. But Jet was born on May 23rd, 2024 at 7:34 p.m. and he was 8 pounds, 7 ounces, and 21 inches long. You probably can't tell right now because he's in a swaddle all bundled up, but he is a long one. He is going to be our tall guy, we think. I guess we'll start with his name, and honestly, we had such a hard time picking his name, and we knew we wanted something with a really good meaning, but also something not super common. I wanted something a little more like cool, not edgy, not like super out there, but just cool. And then if possible, we wanted it to have a double letter. So his name is actually J-E-T-T with a double letter. And I just think it fits him perfectly. I'm super glad that we ended up, settling on this name. I first saw Jet on Survivor as one of the contestants during my pregnancy and all the insomnia. I just watched all the Survivors in the middle of the night, literally. But there was a Jet on there. I'm like, wow, I've never met a Jet. I've never really heard of that name very often. So I mentioned it to Will, and he wasn't 100% sold at first. Neither of us really were. We were still in the really early stages of looking. But then we found out that the meaning is excellence and abundance, which we really liked. It obviously has the airplane connotation and then also the color connotation of jet black. So we kept it on our name list for such a long time, honestly. And we were pretty good about not mentioning names in front of William because we didn't want him to get attached to one. Well, we mentioned Jet one time in conversation to each other, and I guess William overheard because the next day at dinner we said, hey, what do you think baby's name should be? What's baby brother's name? And he goes, whoosh, and he does a little hand movement, whoosh, like an airplane flying. Because instead of saying airplane or jet, he would make the sound effect. Back then, now he says the name, but he did the same with fire trucks and everything. And Will and I just looked at each other like, what? His name is Jet? And William's like, yeah. So he called him baby long before we decided on the name Jet. That was honestly one of the last little pushes to okay, this is his name. And then his middle name is Douglas after my dad. It's his middle name. And we were pretty much decided on Douglas, and we liked Jet Douglas. We thought it sounded really nice. However, then after looking into the meaning, Douglas actually means dark stream or black river, which we thought really ties into Jet, having kind of connections to the color black. And then also Douglas is like an airplane company or something. I don't really know. But anyway, we just thought those extra couple ties were kind of cool and just kind of sealed the deal for us. Now, as far as nicknames, we were kind of like, I wonder what they'll be, and we'll just kind of figure it out as we go along. Well, currently as a baby, things that we've just randomly come up with are Jetty. That's probably the one that I call him the most, is Jetty, or Jetty Boy. We call him Jet a lot. The other day we were saying the Jetster or Jetta-Rooney, just being funny. But we'll just see as he gets older what his nickname will be, what will stick. Then also he could be JD because of his middle name. I personally am not a fan of JD. I just not my thing. However, if he's older and he wants to be JD, fine by me. Just like William, I will let my children pick what they want to be and what they want their nickname to be. So we'll see if he picks up, but I don't know. Will and I are both just not big fans of JD. So when Jet was born, he obviously was super long, but he actually looked pretty petite, like just kind of compact and small minus his length. And as we were holding him, we're like, okay, but he doesn't feel small. He feels heavy but looks smaller. And all the nurses were actually taking bets on his weight. It was funny. And he ended up being 8 pounds, 7 ounces. And most of the nurses had guessed that he was going to be closer to like 8'2", 8'3". And right away, Will and I are like, oh my gosh, he is William's twin. They obviously have some differences, and William is way more stockier, kind of what I just mentioned. Jet is very tall and slender, but just they are brothers for sure, just absolutely crazy on the resemblance. However, as the days went on, he started looking less like Will and William and more like me, which I don't know, I just was not expecting. I was just expecting another clone of Will, honestly. So the fact that he looks like me is kind of fun. At first, I honestly didn't see it, but then I took this picture right here and I was like, oh, wow, I see me now. And I definitely see resemblances to my older brother who looks very similar to me. At least growing up, we looked almost like twins. Now in adulthood, we're kind of different. But yeah, definitely see my side of the family for sure. His hair is dark, almost kind of like my color. We'll see if that stays. William lost all his hair and then it came back blonde. So we will see. And then his eyes at birth were like so dark. You could barely even see his pupils. They were like such a dark blue. And now they are lightening up, but still blue. So we'll just keep an eye on those. Obviously, they can change up to like 6 or 7 months or something. It would be cool if he had blue eyes though, like his mama. But something else he got from me were his hands. Is actually comical. I'll put some pictures. I don't know if the pictures do it justice, but I'll put some pictures of our hands next to each other and they look identical. The nail shape, everything is identical and it is hysterical. Day one, I'm like, whoa, he has my hands. And then he's obviously a month old, but some things that he likes, he loves singing and music. He loves humming. I think every baby does though. We have noticed that he likes bouncing compared to rocking. He loves outside. Oh my goodness, just like his brother, just like the whole family. He loves outside. So I'm so sad that it's so hot out and it's gonna be just so hot for the first, 3, maybe 4 months of his life. We just can't go out there very much. And I wish we could. Wish we could go on all those walks and everything. But if he's ever fussy, even if it's 100 degrees, even if it's raining, anything, we'll walk outside and he is silent and happy. He is not a fan of the car whatsoever and not a fan of tummy time. He actually has a pretty strong neck. Like when we're holding him upright, he can look around and has really good neck control. But as far as tummy time, he just does not want anything to do with it. He is just now starting to pick up his head on the mat. He would just refuse before the past couple days. So we are working on that. You know, we kind of have to just force him and just let him be upset on the mat there because tummy time is important, Mr. Jet. Oh, and then he definitely loves his brother. Oh my goodness. William's honestly doing so good with him. I mean, obviously there's big emotions and all of that, but overall, William is doing just wonderful. Read some books and all that, and Jet eats it up. Jet looks right at him the minute he comes near. When he wakes up, William will run over and be like, Jet, wakey. Well, actually, it's Jate. It's how he says his name. So he goes, Jate, wakey, Jate. And Jet will look right over at him and just lock into William. A couple times when he's been sad or fussy, William will come over and Jet will calm right down. So I'm hoping that bond continues, and I just can't wait to watch him grow and watch his little personality develop. And like I said at the beginning, it's been a really good month, honestly, overall. The past week and a half-ish, though, has been really hard because he's been colicky. I don't know, I vlogged all of that, so stay tuned if you want to see that. I will be having my birth vlog and then the newborn vlogs up till now coming out, and then eventually there will be a birth story so you guys can know more of what happened, because there's some stuff you just can't film during labor, you know, and you can't really get into our minds and like emotions and all of that. That might be a little bit later on though, so don't like hold your breath for that, but it will come eventually, probably in like a month or two. So we will see you all in the next one, which is the birth vlog. So I'll see you when I'm very pregnant. And crazy ride that birth was. A crazy ride. Bye, guys.